Hello there, and we are live. Hey, see ya, ladies and gentlemen, everyone watching this right here. We're on to Real Talk today, and you know what? Yeah, today's just gonna be a calm one. Calm, simple. Groovy kind of groovy kind of stream today in a way because you know what, yeah, I have two cool guys here. One is my very good friend, the other one is a new friend right now, and of course is showing up from Huddersfield. And you know what, to my right I have Ryan from HTFTVA. Bro, you're welcome, man.
Yeah, thank you very much for having me. I'm really excited to be on the channel. Like I say, I've watched plenty of your streams. Don't worry about that, but it's a pleasure to be here, actually, as a guest. I'm really looking forward to this. Yeah.
Yeah, and of course, I have my very big friend. Me and him would spend much time talking most of the time, and he has grown to be a very, very close person to me. Of course, it's not a person from LVFCTV. It's Baz, my brothers. Baz, you're welcome to the show, man.
Big up, big up. Thank you for having me, Tony, man. It's always a pleasure. Anyone that's watching, make sure you smash a like, comment, subscribe. Let's grow Tony's channel. And big up, Ryan. It's good to meet you.
Yeah, good to meet you too, mate. Yeah. Finally speaking, obviously, tuned in when you've done your streams, but yeah, it's good to actually speak to you properly now. Yes. You too.
Absolutely. Yeah, exactly. See, yeah, come. We're both gentlemen. All of us, we're all gentlemen down here, yeah. Let's look into this Premiership digest quite simply. And of course, Ryan, it's your first time and it's your debut on my channel. So, it gives me joy to just ask you this type of questions because, of course, I talk with Baz most times. I understand some of his takes, but of course, he can be able to, give us more about what he thinks, about this Premiership run in. See, yeah, Brian, looking at the top four, how the Premiership is arranged right now, from the start to the top four right now. Do you think that's how that table is going to look like come the end of the season in May?
Yeah, no, I think it's always going to be chop and change, really, isn't it? You never really see that. For me, I think that Newcastle will drop off. I don't think they will get in the top four.
Ooh, that's a big one.
I do. I just think that, other teams around the more experienced, I just feel like they will drop off eventually. Of course, Arsenal, the front runners at the moment, I think they've been absolutely a revelation this season. They really have, because to have the start they had, and obviously
shout out to Chelsea OGs in the chat. Shout out to my partner too, Miss Melina, down there in the chat. Big ups to you guys. We love you. Yeah, Ryan.
Yeah. And of course, yeah, I've been really impressed with Arsenal. Defensively, they've very much improved. They defensively, they're very, very good. But also going forward, they've got some great players. Obviously, City, chasing Arsenal at the moment, of course. Obviously, 5 points now, and I don't think anybody expected that, maybe at the start of the season. But it is, Arsenal have set the pace. Man City have got to go past them now if they want to. But obviously, Man United as well. I feel like Man United are a really strong team now at the moment. So in form. Rashford.
Are they strong? Are they strong? See, yeah, Baz, I'll let you come in there, He said strong. That's a big word to use in the Premiership right now, don't you think?
You know what? As you were saying all of that, Ryan, I just see Tony's head just get bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger.
Big ups, Ryan. Big ups. We're coming back to that question with you. But Baz, he said strong. That's what I just want you to, elaborate on. He said strong for Manchester United. Do you think the performances right now signifies anything strong? Of course, they beat Wolves, the relegation battlers. Is there?
The thing is,
something to around as strong at the minute?
The thing is, when look, the league table doesn't lie. At the moment they are joint third. Let that sink in for a minute. Joint third, and it was only like the other day. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer was there. You know what I mean? And things weren't great for them. Marcus Rashford wasn't playing well. He was looking like he was going to PSG, and they couldn't qualify for Champions League, and there was a lot of things going on. There still is a lot of things going on at that club. But they from what I see, they've got 35 points, and they're joint with Newcastle at third, and they've got one game more to play.
Right?
Yeah, so Newcastle played 18, they've played 17, and if they win that game, I mean, they're solidly in third spot.
Third spot. But you know what? Yeah, you're a rival fan. Actually, of course, you support Liverpool. You have to be a little bit kind of biased, but you're not biased with that. I wonder why. But you know what? Yeah, we'll still jump back to that Manchester United stuff. Ryan, I'll come back to you because you mentioned of Newcastle, and you said that they're going to drop off in points. Of course, we have our other panelists. Of course, Toby, I've been trying to get hold of you. For some reason, I've been having problems sending out messages from my Instagram, so I've been trying to get you, and I thought I had your number, but clearly I don't have it. But you're welcome to the show. You know what? Yeah, we're just talking about the Premiership, and of course, Ryan, who is making his debut on my show, and I'm very happy to bring him on the show. Was talking about his top four and the Premiership. See, yeah, Ryan, I'll bring you into this. Yeah, that top four. You've just said something very, very significant here. You said that Newcastle, you think they're going to drop off. That's a very, very big statement. You just made down there. You're going to ruffle a few feathers. I have some few friends who would have a little bit of a problems with you. Just saying that alone, Steve McCullough, Andy Bell will have a genuine problems with you. So definitely I have to bring you to the show, with them and see what might come out of it. It's gonna be fireworks. But you know what? Yeah, what informs that idea that Newcastle is going to drop off this season? You saw what happened at the Emirates, right? You saw they came in, good defensive display, and mind you, they've also mastered the art of the duck art. In a way, when they make tackles, they fall down. They've mastered the duck arts in time wasting. In that Arsenal Newcastle match, we only played about 50 minutes, and 5 minutes was added. See, Eddie Howe has transformed that team. What do you think about Newcastle this season, and why do you think they will drop off from top four?
Yeah, I mean, first of all, yeah, obviously they've got a very good side, but I go back to it. I feel like the experience will tell in this one, and I just think that they are overachieving. They've only just got the new ownership, and obviously it takes time to build a squad that probably wanting fully. And I just think that they're very much overachieving this season. I don't think anybody. Well, for me anyway, I didn't really expect them to be up there at the start of the season, before the season kicked off, should I say. So they're definitely overachieving. I still think they're capable of, a top 5 finish, top 6, but I go back to, I don't think they'll finish as high as third because, I just think experience is the one for me. They're not used to this, and it'll take time to build a squad that's capable of, sustaining that third, and then obviously third place.
I want to get this correctly. Is it that they don't have the squad to do it? Or is it that they don't just have the sheer experience, at least in the run-in for the top 4 to actually achieve that? Because I've seen them play. These guys are monsters. And with how Eddie Howe has properly set that team up, he's setting them up for success, the way I'm seeing it. So, where are you? Where do you stand in that?
I still think we need more quality. I think we've got quality impacts, but I still feel like before the full package, if you could say so, it takes time. I go back to it, and I just think that they are playing very well. I've been impressed with Newcastle, and I certainly think that they will really push for top 4, definitely. But they're
gonna drop off, right?
When I say drop off, I don't mean completely drop off.
Completely, right?
So maybe that was
I get you.
That was the wrong wording, but I just mean I go back to, I don't think they'll finish in the top 4, but I think I suppose drop off. I mean, in terms of sustaining that, that kind of start they've made, really. But I just think that they'll maybe just miss out there this time on the top 4. Yeah.
Yeah, Miss Melina says, shout out to the panel. Of course, I have Baz here. I have Ryan from, of course, Huddersfield fan channel, and of course, I also have my good friend here, Toby, also on the channel. You know what? Yeah, Mr. B says, rest in peace, Gianluca Vialli. One moment of silence for this Chelsea legend. Of course, you know what he did for Chelsea Football Club in the Premiership, and of course, generally for Italy, as a whole. So, one moment of silence for him, Mr. B. Thank you for alerting us to that. Gianluca Vialli, your soul rest in peace. Very incredible character, lovely human being. The way he carries himself, and I just love the guy when he played for Chelsea. He was also a coach, and also, I think he was a player coach at the same time. Baz, if you remember that stint he had at Chelsea Football Club, it was one of the only coaches to actually have that kind of you know you know,
Yeah.
coach player kind of relationship. What do you think, Bass?
Yeah. You know what? At 58, man, 58. It's just not an age, man. But
Mm,
I remember him at Sampdoria. I remember him at Juventus. Was he at Juventus? I think he was. Yeah. And then at Chelsea, he was a true number 9. A
yeah,
true number 9. You know what I
true
mean?
number 9. Yeah,
Yeah. Um,
hostilities aside, he was a true gentleman.
Absolutely,
Mm,
absolutely. Players like that. When you hear the word legend, I mean, it's always said.
yeah, yeah,
Legends. That he was a true legend, an
yeah,
absolute true legend, and rivalries aside. You know what I mean? It's just sad, but I mean, look, at the end of the day, it all happens. But at 58,
at
it is sad,
58.
and my
Yeah,
thoughts and prayers are to everyone connected to him, his family,
to
and the
him.
clubs that he represented, who are
Yeah.
feeling it today.
Yeah. Ryan, do you have anything to say about Gianluca Vialli? Did you know him in any way? Did you watch his clips? Did you have any understanding of who he was or anything?
Yeah, of course. Obviously, I'm a bit too young to remember him playing,
Yeah.
admittedly. But I obviously watching back clips and obviously very highly thought of in the football world, of course.
Mm.
Very upsetting. I echo those thoughts. Like I say, it really is heartbreaking, isn't it? And of course, I do know plenty about him, doing my research in football, and obviously, like I say, a true legend, like I say, and
Proper
it,
gentleman.
bro, even though I didn't really know, in terms of being able to obviously watch him play and things like that. So hearing the news this morning, it was a very upsetting moment, really, for us all.
Yeah.
Yeah, rest in
Yeah.
peace to him, and like I say,
Rest
thoughts.
in
Yeah,
peace. Yeah, yeah. Toby, I'll bring you in down there. You have two double questions, a double header for you. The people in the charts down there, Jordan Heyman. I have my big friend Jess Collins, mind you, Miss Melina, my friend and my channel partner also, Miss Melina. It's also here on the charts. Big ups to you, lady. Had a transfer window roundup with her, lovely human being, and of course I have Jess Collins, who I respect. An absolute legend. Is a pundit, he has a great channel, Arsenal fan channel too. You can go and subscribe to Jess Collins. I love him so much. Jess Collins, thanks for coming to the charts. Gracie May, I see you down there. Big ups to you. Chelsea OG, of course, my friend and partner also. Big ups to you. Mr. B for life, thank you for joining us. And also, of course, Gracie May, you still down there. Thank you very much, Gracie May, for coming to the show. Big ups to you. See, Toby, I know you're the Manchester mouthpiece down here, the big mouth of the of the Manchester United. You know what? Yeah, let me just put this to you. You've heard what Baz have said about Newcastle and Man United. You've heard what Ryan said, what they've had to say. Where do you put Newcastle this season in that
I haven't
top
said anything
four?
about
In that
Newcastle yet.
Yeah, because see, yeah, we had a match with them, of course, at the Emirates. The way those guys played, I think they're in for a big shout this season. Of course, this is we're talking general about the Premiership, but of course we'll touch this teams one by one. See, Toby, what do you think Newcastle and how they play with Arsenal? What did you think? Does it ring a bell to you that these guys are going to qualify for top four this season?
Well, yeah, I actually think so, actually, because you look at the intensity of the
Ryan,
Premier
shots
League.
fired.
It's,
Shots fired.
it's still a big but, actually, but it's still very, the race is still very much open. Considering the fact that Liverpool, they've been consistent, and I think they are actually the best defensive side in the Premier League right now. They've hardly conceded goals, and it's kind of magical and miraculous the way the coach actually transformed that side or that Newcastle team. But I think, like what Ryan said, I think I agree with him. They really need an experienced side. Of course, it's we like call it luck or like a quick reaction. When you have
Yeah,
a new manager and you have a new owner of the club, you expect everybody, you expect all hands to be on deck and all of that.
yeah,
But it's still a very tight race. There's the Liverpool, there's the Manchester United, there's of course Chelsea.
mm,
It's definitely going to be a tough one. But we could see something similar to what happened to, I think, Leicester City. What year that they qualified for the Champions League? And
yeah.
even Tottenham. I can remember vividly. Their first Champions League appearance. I can remember how it all went. Nobody believed, nobody expected such. But I think we may experience something like that with this Newcastle side on
Okay.
paper. Yeah, on paper, we can actually say it may not be possible because these people, they've not, they have to test Europa
They
League,
have to
other
test them,
Europa.
but again, they're the best defensive side in the
Yes,
Premiership.
they are,
Just
of
11
course.
goals conceded this season.
And
Better
just
than
18
Man City,
matches
better
played.
than Arsenal.
Yes, just 18 matches played so far. So there's still a lot of games
Mm,
to go before we can
to
actually
go.
say yes, before we can actually say okay, they are fit for Champions League qualification. But right now,
Champions League qualification.
yes, it's an open race.
Okay, you know what? Yeah, let's go. We'll go to Liverpool right now. Ryan, I'll take your. I'll have your take on this. Baz, of course, who's a Liverpool fan, will mouth off about what's going on. With Liverpool Football Club because there's something big going on. With Liverpool fans, Manchester United fans, and maybe not Manchester United, but let's say Chelsea fans and Liverpool fans. They are calling for the head of their coach. We need to go into this, talk about this a little bit, and then we'll delve into that Arsenal talk. You know what? Yeah, Ryan. See, Liverpool, sixth in the league. They were actually going for a quartet of titles last season. Of course, they won just one, dropped off, of course, seriously dropped off in most of their title challenges.
Not
Okay, two,
one.
sorry. So it was one. How many titles did you guys win? I'm not a Liverpool fan. Was it two? Okay, good. Two.
Carabao
Good.
Cup, FA Cup.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. That's true. So, okay, good, good and okay. Two titles, right? Good and okay. But you guys were going for a quartet of titles. Of course, you were challenging on four sides. Of course, the Champions League, the Premiership. Good and okay. See, Ryan, the sixth in the league. They were quite challenging for titles last season, as I've already said. What's that shift? That big shift from being top challengers of Manchester City, uh, putting or challenging for four titles last season to sixth in the league, 17 games played, 28 points gained, and right now their fans are some of the fans, I'm not over dramatizing this. Some of the fans logically have maybe founded, some have founded and unfounded reasons, but they're actually calling for the head of Jurgen Klopp. How do you see this? Do you think Liverpool is going to get to top four this season? And do you think it's time to say, Jurgen Klopp, it's time to go?
Yeah, it's very, very hard to put your finger on exactly why Liverpool have dropped up so much for me. Because okay, I go back to it in the summer. I thought it was a very strange decision to let Sadio Mane go. In my opinion, I think that really was a big question mark around why it was so. Why wasn't they so keen to keep? It seemed like they was quite happy to let him go. And I'm not so sure why, because he played a big part in last season. I don't think they'll get top four this season, and I don't,
Wow.
because I just feel like that they are just lacking. Something's not quite right at Liverpool.
Right,
Really
right.
isn't. And with Klopp, I've been quite open about this, but Klopp has done fantastic for Liverpool, right? And he has been there quite a while. We all know this. I just think that maybe this is the time to obviously, get fresh ideas and maybe go a different direction now, because I just feel like Klopp has maybe taken this club as far as maybe you can go, and maybe that's a bold statement for me, but I just feel like that is true.
Wow, that's a big, bro, Ryan. No, that's a big statement. That's a big statement coming from you, brother. It's a big one.
Yeah, I go back to it. I just feel like he looks. I don't know. There's just something not quite right, and I just think that, like I said, Klopp has done amazing. Like I said, but yeah, they just need a fresh approach for me. A new direction and some new ideas on the plate, because
so you do think that fans in some quarters, I mentioned it, some, not all, in some quarters are actually right in actually reviewing Jurgen Klopp's performance this season. Do you think they're correct in that?
Yeah, I can understand it. I can, and obviously Liverpool fans are most definitely best placed to answer this question, really. But I can only comment on what I see from the outside, and obviously
from the outside.
And
good.
For me though, from the outside, it's usually a very, very kind of good kind of outlook of what it's like as well, though. But Liverpool fans have got, I understand the frustrations at Liverpool, because Liverpool should not be sixth in the league. They shouldn't. They should be
the Liverpool Football Club, right?
Yeah, and they should be higher up, and they should be challenging for the title. That is as simple as that for me. And they are just falling way short of that. And it feels like it's been a very, very difficult season. It's just not good enough for Liverpool.
Not good enough.
Yeah.
Good and okay. You know what? Yeah, I will go to Baz, but again, Baz own might be a little bit longer. He's a Liverpool fan, so he might have a whole goddamn epistle to give to us. So I'll just go to Tobe first before I go to Baz. See, Tobe, you've heard what Ryan said. Liverpool, that's not the position they should be. They're Liverpool Football Club, one of the biggest clubs in England. Do you think, of course, I know you're a rival fan, but just try and be a little bit, objective in this one. Do you think this is where they deserve to be right now? And do you see any way for them coming back up? And do you think it's right for them to call for the head of Jurgen Klopp right now?
To be fair, I don't think Klopp is a problem with the Liverpool team right now. With their performance, they are not supposed to be where they are right now. They're supposed to, like what Ryan said, they're supposed to challenge for titles and all of that. But you look at the team, you look at this, the players. They've been struck with injuries. They've had injury problems, and I think that's one reason too. And you look at their transfer plans or their transfer activities in the past season and 2 seasons. They've not really spent money. They've not gotten
it's questionable, right? It's questionable,
yes,
right?
It's very questionable. Yes, they've not gotten quality. They've not really gotten. You look at the midfield. Okay, who's the James Milner replacement or backup? You look at top quality players they have. So, like the philosophy Eric Ten Hag is trying to implement, for instance, he wants competition. He wants healthy competition. Let there be.
You just had to nick in that. You just had to nick that in there,
yes,
right?
Yeah, because every successful. I'm trying to be objective actually. Because
okay.
Every successful team or a football club, you must have at least, you must have one extra player in a position. So and that is what has actually caught Liverpool now, because you look at the injury woes they've had. Aside the injury woes, you look at the form, the bad form. Trent has been, he has not really been in the best of his form.
Season.
Yeah, exactly. You look at Robertson, even Virgil van Dijk, of course. He used to be one of the best defenders in the Premier League, but they need who would you say can step into the shoes of Van Dijk when he's not in form? There's nobody in the Liverpool team. So I think the owners need to back Klopp up in the transfer market, because they really need to get firing, because the Premier League now is there's no waiting, there's no waiting behind. Every club, they are going all out, trying to be ruthless and trying to get, players to make sure
Trying to get big players, and
yeah,
squad
exactly.
in depth, right? Yeah.
Yeah, squad in depth, and of course the Liverpool team doesn't have that, and it would be unfair. Like I said when I started, if they are calling for the head of club at this point, I think it's unfair because any manager coming into that team will still struggle. They will definitely request for players, they will, and of course injuries. Like I said, they will. It's a lot of problems actually. So
Yeah.
let's see how it goes for club and the remainder of the season.
And the
Let's see
remainder of
if
the season.
if the players will return from
Will
injury.
respond. See,
Yeah,
yeah, Baz, I know you have a lot to say about this, but just give it to us concisely, in wordings that we can understand. Because when you go to that realm and start, bringing those words, sometimes we could just just totally go off. Please, see, your football club right now, from challenging last season to sixth right now. See, all other clubs right now that are challenging towards that top four right now, and none of them have actually, nailed that fourth position spot. Tottenham Hotspurs are dropping points. An accident waiting to happen. Chelsea Football Club, we need not to say, and I would not slag them off right now because, of course, club legend Gianluca Villa's died, so I wouldn't even go down there. But we know their position right now in the, in the league. And you know what? Yeah, Manchester United are just the visible ones that seems like they're creeping up there and trying to form get some certain kind of form or credibility towards getting that top four. See, Baz, what will you tell us about Liverpool Football Club? And do you think in some quarters in your club fan base, people calling for fans calling for the head of Jurgen Klopp, do you see any reasoning behind this? Would you agree with it? And what is the way forward for Liverpool Football Club before we go to Chelsea and Arsenal, and then we'll go to the FA Cup where Huddersfield will be playing too. Yeah, Baz.
Um, I think, yeah, definitely. There's it's 50-50, to be fair. I mean, look, I'm one of them that is on the head of Jurgen Klopp. I'm not going to lie, and my reasons are this is slowly becoming a decline. Now, the last 4 years, we've been challenging Manchester City. No matter what anyone says, we are obviously we don't spend as much as probably the top 5, top 6 teams. We're very, very low on our signings and stuff like that. We sell to buy and the rest of it.
Yeah.
Some people might look at it and think it's FSG's fault, but they've been backing Jurgen Klopp. They actually have been backing Jurgen Klopp. When you look at this season, they spent 100 million, around 100 million.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's still good money. That's still very good money. Fine, some of the players have not worked out just yet. Well, one in particular, everyone knows who we're talking about. But when you look at it, Jurgen Klopp, last year he had probably a better strength in depth in his squad. Yeah. And what did he do this season? Got rid of the two that won us those 2 cups last year. Milamino, all right, fine. He's never going to be a starter. Yeah, he's not the quality of our front three. However, he chips in, scores goals. Divock Origi. Now, listen, these are not superstar players, but these people can come on and make a difference. You've seen how many goals Origi can score. He's a very big, big time player, like big game player. Scored in the
big game player, right?
Yeah, Champions League final. Scored 2 against Barcelona in that famous, comeback. These guys have gone, and these guys have gone, for near peanuts. Then you've got Sadio Mane. Now, so we get this clear, all right? I don't think Sadio, we were happy for him to go. No one wants to let Sadio Mane leave. The fact is, last year, he wanted to leave the beginning of last year.
Yeah.
And what happened, Jurgen Klopp said, look, 1 more year. Just have 1 more year with us, and then we'll honour you. Okay? He's been a brilliant servant for Liverpool and definitely missed. But you know what? When you've got a player of Sadio Mane's quality, what's going to happen is, he's going to do his bit. He's going to do his bit. He went into African nations last year, came back as a winner. You know what I mean? Came initially, his first half of the season was really poor by his standards. When he came back from African nations, they had already signed Luis Diaz. Diaz was playing on the left. He played up front. He did a good job there. And then look, at the end of the day, he said like he wanted a different challenge. Now, some people would say, well, it was because Salah was getting all the plaudits and all this and all that. You know, we weren't offering him money. We didn't offer him a good contract. That's all rubbish because Sadio Mane is a very humbled guy. He's not someone, if you look at him, you know what I mean? You know, just little things like when we win trophies, you know, when the fans are celebrating, he's very much into his beliefs, his religion and stuff like that. He just wants to play football. And he wanted a different challenge. And at his age, at what, 30 years old, he wanted to go to Bayern Munich. You know, I don't think any fans will be unhappy, you know, will be really upset with him because we love Sadio Mane still now. Even if we play Bayern Munich, we want him to do well. But, you know, it wasn't the choice. You know, we had to sell him because, you know, there's also that possibility of him, if he didn't get his wishes, you know, just down tooled, and that wouldn't be good. I mean, like
that would be good, right?
Yeah.
But you know what? Yeah, I'm gonna pick you here. I'm putting you on the spot, Baz. See, Baz, are fans calling for the head of Jurgen Klopp? Are they in the right position to be doing so right now? And do you support that movement? Do you see reasons why you would support that movement?
Absolutely. Because Jurgen Klopp, right, listen, his ambitions, when you look at the team that he's been challenging over the last 4 years, it's Pep Guardiola. He has ambitions. You know, he wants to create a legacy. Yeah. He wants to win everything. Yeah. Jurgen Klopp's first, you know, quotes are, we don't want to be the best. We want to beat the best. This always haunts me. And I'm sorry, Liverpool, all right, you know, tying with Manchester United, there's not a lot of difference in terms of trophies, are one of the, or is the most successful club if you look at it in different contexts. That's not Liverpool in terms of clubs' heritage and history. We are one of the biggest clubs, not Man City. However, Man City are building a dynasty with what they've got. They're winning trophies, they're getting there. And at this moment, you know, when you look at people like Newcastle, possibly Chelsea later on, and Tottenham and all these other clubs, they're all going to get returners. These guys are all, you know, at some point. You see that time when Manchester United were dominating, all right, in the early 90s and 2000s and whatnot. That domination from any club is never going to happen again, because now clubs are getting richer and there's more money in it. So
there's more money in it, right?
Yeah. So going forward, so going back to your point, all right, with Jurgen Klopp, I think it's justified because contracts, you know, players are in their 37 years old and they're still starting games.
They're still starting games. James Milner, you know, some people even call him a vampire. You know, it's been there for ages. So of course you agree with Ryan, right?
I agree.
You clearly agree with Ryan, right? That of course that job, that Liverpool job, should be scrutinized. Of course,
I will say this though. I think I spoke to you the other day about this.
Yeah.
As it stands, if and I'm saying I don't think we're going to finish top 4. Definitely not. If we do miraculously get top 4, because it's still mathematically possible, he gets an opportunity to fix his wrongs. If he doesn't, he needs to go.
It's time to go. Okay, see, you know what? See, Toby, I'll key you into this. We're moving into Manchester United. We'll move into Manchester United, Chelsea, and then Arsenal. We'll do it quickly because, of course, probably we'll need to do it with time. See, Manchester United against Bournemouth, 3-0. Against Wolves, 1-0. Against Nottingham Forest, 3-0. See, Manchester United are blistering teams and putting teams to the sword. For some reason, the last time this guy's lost legitimately in any kind of game was it dates back to the club friendly they had with Real Betis, Cadiz, and of course the last game they actually lost was against Aston Villa. That was the last match you guys lost, right? Am I correct in this, Toby?
Yeah. Premier
And
League,
that
yeah.
was 3-1 in the Premiership, of course, at Villa Park, where you guys were steamrolled by 3 goals to 1. But you guys have bounced back. See, Toby, you're now joined third in the league. Do you think it's upwards from here on for Manchester United? Do you see anyone? Do you see anybody stopping you guys right now? And of course, that crunch match against Arsenal coming up. What do you think?
Well, I don't think there's anyone that can actually stop us per se, and it depends
Okay.
on the players, yes, because
Ryan is laughing. Ryan will have words for that, but let's go on.
because it still boils down to the players themselves. You look at what the manager wants, what he says, his philosophy, game by game. You don't
Mm,
focus on what is happening around your rivals, and even in the Premier League, just concentrate on your game. Win the game, each game, take it game by game. So
yeah.
I think we have what it takes to of course the Champions League qualification. We can qualify, and part of me is telling me we are in for the Premier League title charge, even if in reality people might, yes,
That's a big
yes,
one.
if
Wow.
we keep,
I don't think Baz will
yes,
like that.
no,
I
no,
don't
no,
think Ryan
the
might
truth is,
support that. That's a
the
big
truth
one.
is
You know what? He's
most
thrown it open. He's thrown it open.
most people,
Ryan, I
yeah,
will allow you
it's
finish.
open.
But Ryan,
Okay.
Do you agree with this? Do you agree with this? Come in, because he has just blown the conversation wide open.
Yeah,
He
yeah,
just said the magic words. He's blown it wide open. Do you accept what he said, or
I
is it a
mean,
sacrilege to you?
yeah, I mean,
Manchester United in the title challenge.
on form, you can say yes at the moment because they
Yeah,
are
that's
pretty
my
much
point.
unstoppable force at the moment for me. And I agree with
Yes.
you, Toby, to a degree because the reality is it is only 9 points. Now, 9 points isn't that hard to claw back, and I think that Eric Ten Hag is really building something at Manchester United. He's
Yes.
and yeah, I'm just really impressed by Man United. I just think that the only way he's up for Man United now, I think Eric Ten Hag's come in and he's a born winner, and that helps the mentality of everybody within the club, by the way. Players like, the way he's rejuvenated Rashford. Rashford's just on fire at the moment, isn't he? He really is, and it's a joy to see him enjoying his football again. He really is, because such a talent, and we know that he was, but obviously last season really struggled, and we could see that. But I don't think it's off the realms, put it that way. But I still think just kind of just take it,
Yeah.
take it. I wouldn't say fully title charge just yet, but I feel like they're on the way back to that point for sure.
Good. Baz, what Toby just said, is it an overreach? Is he overreaching? Is he overstepping? And guys in the chat, do you think Manchester United, they're just 9 points below Arsenal? Do you think they're in a shout for this title? Because Toby has just blown the conversation wide open. He said the magic words, Manchester United, from Toby. Listen, guys, Manchester United are in the title hunt this season. Guys, the mind games, the mind games have started, yeah? Toby have just chimed in on the mind games. See, Baz, are you into all these mind games?
Toby,
Is Man United in the hunt for this title?
Toby, I think obviously I've been on a stream with you before, and I've got nothing but respect for you, yeah. But
Guys, it started. It's
Listen.
hitting up. It's hitting
Listen.
up.
that I listen right now. I could say to you, Brighton are in a title challenge because they're in the top 10. I could say Fulham. I could say Spurs, Newcastle, Man City, Arsenal. Yeah, mathematically it's possible, but come on, they're not. Listen, they are not in the challenge at all. I don't think they're. I just don't believe they can. I believe they get top. Believe they get top 4. Absolutely. I believe they can probably finish 3rd. Yeah, definitely. But the 2 teams above, I mean, Arsenal are just blitzing teams. They can only play what's in front of them, and they're just beating them absolutely comfortably. They've only lost 1 game. Then you got Man City. They've only lost 2.
But the game, Toby can come in here and say, you know what? The game Arsenal have lost this season.
Yeah,
they're the ones that did it.
But hold up a
Newcastle
second.
couldn't do it.
Listen,
Newcastle couldn't do it.
Yeah,
All
but
these
hold
other
up.
teams couldn't do it. They
Yeah,
did
but
it. He
yeah, but
has a shout in this.
okay. Well, hold up a second. They're talking about. Listen, we're the only team that beat Newcastle, Liverpool. Do you know what I mean? No one's beaten
Yeah,
them. And then when
that's a
you
big
look,
shout.
yeah, that's exactly. And at the same time, they've lost 4. We've lost 5. So yes, in terms of points, that first and second spot, I think that's the way it's going to stay. The 2 teams there, they're the ones that are going to either Arsenal or Man City going to win it. Yeah. Then you've got third and fourth could be anyone's currently in terms of form at the minute. You know what I mean? Newcastle, brilliant.
Yeah, yeah.
Manchester United are listen, they're building a consistency. They got rid of the poison, in my opinion, when it came to Ronaldo.
Sweet.
Yeah. And now they're doing what Arsenal were doing. When they got rid of Aubameyang and stuff like that. They didn't
Yeah.
need nastiness. They're just focusing on their things. Absolutely. But in terms of in a title challenge, I don't see them in a title challenge. I think it's too far. They're not too far, but I mean they don't have it yet. Maybe next year there's a possibility if they keep
So,
doing the way they're doing.
we keep doing. Okay, good. Toby, I'll allow you to complete your points because we're moving into Arsenal Football Club right now. The one club you guys love to hate. But you know what? Yeah, complete your points on Manchester United. You've heard what Ryan said. He said, you know what? He understands that argument. But you guys just take it, slowly. Baz has come out forcefully and saying, you know what? I don't think you guys are barely up to scratch to do that right now. Maybe next season, yes. What's your arguments to this? And of course, before we move into Arsenal Football Club.
I'm really trying to, or whatever I say is I'm trying as much as possible to be objective. I'm not trying to be sentimental, and it's based on records and based on the current form. You know,
Yeah.
if we keep or if we maintain this consistency, I know it's very hard, it's very difficult for any Manchester United fan or anybody to admit that we are actually in the title charge or in the title race, actually.
Yeah.
But no,
It sounds
it
weird.
hinges
Ah.
it hinges on a lot of factors. How well can we maintain this form? Like the Man City, like the Arsenal. But for now, we are actually in the right direction, like what Ryan and what Baz said too. We are actually in the right
Yeah.
direction. So it depends. There are a lot of factors. If we maintain the form, the consistency, we've seen Marcus Rashford, of course, is on fire, and we've seen there's a lot of energy and there's a lot of positive vibes around the team as a whole. The determination, the
Yeah.
passion, and everything. Everybody looks reborn. So everything is possible. Against
Everything
Wolves,
is possible, right?
yes, against Wolves, it was clear we could actually maybe lose or draw that match. But the belief
Yeah.
actually
Yeah.
made us to salvage a point. Sorry, the 3 points from
Yeah.
from the match. So there's a lot of
From the
I,
match.
I, I
There's a lot
personally will
of,
not really.
but you know what? Yeah, you have to give me your prediction for that because immediately we're coming back into the Premiership. You are going to be facing Manchester City. You know what they did to you in the reverse
Yeah,
fixture.
and it's never
I
going to
should
happen
not. I
again.
should not reiterate what they did to you. Completely.
It's never going
Let
to
me
happen again.
please let me don't say the words because it will be very harsh. I don't need to say that. But you know what? Yeah, just before we go into that Arsenal and of course Chelsea before we round up the show, I want to go into the disciplinary record of Eric Ten Hag. This guy came in from the Eredivisie, is being handed extreme huge powers in Manchester United to go against the club legend and win. See, not everyone goes against Cristiano Ronaldo and wins. Even the Saudis have to bend their laws to
Yeah,
actually accommodate Cristiano Ronaldo.
yeah,
They have, of course, there's a kind of like a rule in Saudi Arabia when you get there. Unmarried couples cannot live together down there.
yeah,
So right now, there's something going on. They might have to bend the laws for Cristiano. Actually, he's living with his girlfriend right now, which actually flouts a law in Saudi law that couples should be married when they're staying together. This guy even goes to Saudi Arabia, one of the most countries that are very strict with their laws, and actually wins against them. he couldn't win against Eric Ten Hag. That's big. It's a huge statement. And right now, I'll just because everyone I've been talking about Rashford down here, I will take you guys back to Rashford. In the game, in your last game, against I think was it Wolves? You guys played against
No,
Toby.
no, no, no,
Who did you
no.
guys play against in your last match? That
Okay,
Rashford was supposed to start and it was kept in on the bench for disciplinary
okay. I think
reason.
that was Wolves. That
That
was
was
Wolves.
Wolves, right? Yeah,
Yes,
it
that
was
was
supposed to
Wolves.
come in for the Wolves game. But you know what? Yeah, Harry Ten Hag in the press conference kind of said that you know what, I'm keeping him on the bench due to disciplinary reasons. See, Brian and Baz, is this guy the most? Is this guy the most disciplined? Like, is it the most discipline centric kind of coach that we have in the Premiership right now? With everything that's going on against the Glazers, against of course club legend Cristiano Ronaldo, and now Rashford to tell him to sit down, and he sat down. What do you think, Ryan?
Yeah, I don't think he's eccentric about it. Let's put it that way. I think you have to have a level of discipline in the dressing room, and Eric Ten Hag has got that, and he's keeping to that standard of being consistent with obviously how he handled the Ronaldo situation, and then obviously he did the same, obviously with Rashford when he obviously was late at that meeting. It's only right to me, and it's important that the players understand that there has to be a level of discipline in that dressing room. Otherwise, you get players doing what they want, and that's no good dressing room to be in, because it can disrupt a lot of teammates, and it can just make it really, really difficult. So I think that Eric Ten Hag has got it spot on with how he's handled everything since he's come in. And you've got to stick to that standard. It doesn't matter who you are, Rashford or not, you have to stick to them standards.
You have to stick to it, right?
Yeah.
I totally agree with that. Baz, do you have anything to say about that?
Look, he's a good manager, and I think he's probably going to get that time, because you see nowadays when managers come in, they don't perform straight away or they don't win something, they're out the door. All right. I used to call him Eric 10 months, but I can't call him Eric 10 months anymore because because look at where they are at the moment. And look, he's doing bits for them. Listen, that Ronaldo and the situation could have gone really bad for him. But you know what? He stuck to his plans. As a Liverpool fan, I love to see United's demise. Absolutely.
True.
You know what? I can only give this guy flowers because you know what? He's doing his bits.
He's doing his bits.
And I really believe he's come in there, he's brought infrastructure, he's brought discipline. You know what I mean? So yeah, good luck to him. But
good luck to him. Great. You know what? Yeah, you said you just have 5 minutes. Good. We've finished about Manchester United. We're going into Arsenal. I know, Baz, you want to talk about Arsenal real bad. You see what? Yeah, Arsenal, top of the league, 44 points. You know what? Yeah, I don't want to go into the nitty gritty of the whole thing. You all know the stories, and we Arsenal fans are a bit, loud mouthed about it. Some are a little bit, very careful with it, but. Personally, I would say we have a big shout this season to go grab that title. So, we can as well just risk it all and talk big, about that title. RealTalks has just come in. See, RealTalks, you're welcome to the show, my brother. Fresh from his own show. He just popped into the show right now. Ores, you're welcome. Because Baz might just be leaving, but of course he has to talk about Arsenal. See, Baz, are Arsenal going to win this title this season? I want to hear it from you. You see what we're doing. You see against Newcastle what we did with them. Of course, you've seen what has happened, right? What do you think? Is Arsenal going to win the start of the season? And if not, what informs that judgment? Baz.
Yeah. All right. Look, for the beginning of the season, my beliefs were Man City. Yeah, I still believe Man City are going to do it. However, Arsenal are just blitzing teams, so that can't be. That's a problem. You know what I mean? Put it up for Man City. Yeah. Obviously there's been mind games recently between the master and his apprentice. Yeah.
Yeah, the mind games, right?
Yeah, the mind games are starting very, very slowly. But you know what? They're both Spanish. They both know each other in and out and stuff like that. The question is, all right, who's going to hold their nerve? You know, who's going to hold their nerve in a straight run? City have got the
Mm.
experience. Arsenal don't. However, Arsenal playing brilliant football. And the thing is, all right, it's the momentum. And you guys remind me of the time when we won the league. We were 24, 25 points ahead. We were blitzing everything that was coming. You know what I mean? And Arsenal doing that. So listen, they've got an absolutely brilliant shout. And you know what? The worst that Arsenal can finish is second. The worst they can finish is second. Yeah. And that will be an absolute credit to you lot, because considering, you know, the season you had previously, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
yeah,
the question is, can they? Yes, they can. Do I think they're going to do it? I'm sorry, but you know, I really believe Man City got the experience. They're playing differently. They've got the
yeah,
experience, and I think towards the ending of the season is when you're going to see what Arsenal are made of, because City
yeah.
have been used to this all along, chasing us. We've been chasing them. They're very hugely consistent, and Arsenal, this is their first time they've been as consistent over the last, you know, 17, 18 games you guys have played.
18
So
games, yeah,
yeah,
exactly.
yeah,
But Baz, just before you go, a quick one before I get to Ores, who just came into the show.
yeah.
See, our transfers for Arsenal this January, is it a very important factor for Arsenal to be able to lay claim to that title this season
I think it's
in any way?
important. I think it's important that you guys bring in some bodies, because you're obviously challenging in the Europa Cup as well. So
Yeah,
you know you do need it, and I think every team needs strength and depth. I was moaning about Liverpool not having, you know, strength and depth in our squad. Arsenal, they definitely need that. You know, they definitely need it, because you can have your starting 11. All right, you've got away with Jesus being injured by having, you know, your number 14 that's been doing decently well. But all it takes
yeah.
is one or two injuries and stuff like that. And if you don't invest, then it can derail
It
your.
can derail our title
Yeah,
challenge. It's, you
yeah,
know what? Yeah, Baz, please shout out your channel. Talk about
yeah.
yourself to these people, you know, before you leave the show.
Okay, yeah. Big up, guys. Thanks for having me, Tony. And make sure people are watching, smash a like, and you know, check all the other guys' channels out as well. But you can find me on LVFC TV. That's my YouTube channel. My socials and everything are in my description. Sorry, my bio in my channel. I'll be doing a show around 7 o'clock. It's on Cody Gakpo. So yeah, so check that out as well later on. Big up everyone. Thanks for having me again, Tony. Smash the like.
Yeah. Hey guys, that's Baz. Is my very, very good friend. Of course, we talk all the time. Baz, thank you for coming to the show, man. Big ups
Big
to
up,
you.
man. Big up.
Yeah, big up.
See you
Yeah,
later, guys.
Big up, man. Big
yeah,
up, man.
yeah. You know what, yeah, guys, yeah? We're in a family meeting. This is RealTalk Football. We're in a big family meeting. I'm a member. You know what, yeah, when I started out around July, Orest was one of the first people with Monte, Jazz also, you know, Jazz, my very good friend in the charts too. And Monte was part of you know, that team too, you know, and some other channels, and of course Gunners from all corners, my friend Anthony Herbert, who invited me to their shows. So I have lots of respect for Orest Football. Thank you for gracing it. I know it's your debut on my show. Me and you will still have a one-on-one show, because I have lots of respect, big respect for you, Orest Football. You know, just accept that here on my show. It's your debut. But you know what? I know you would like to throw dirt on Arsenal's chances, because I know you. You would like to throw dirt on Arsenal's chances of getting that title this season. Orest, you see what? Yeah, I won't go directly into that Arsenal thing right now. You know what? Yeah. But the thing there is, Pep Guardiola came up with some mind games thing the other day, and he said that, you know what, I think that Arsenal are playing quite well this season. They might actually, if they play the way they're playing, they could get up to 100 points. You know what? It's bull crap. You know, he knows it's the only team that can actually get 100 points.
Mind games,
See,
mind games.
it's mind exactly. This is what I was telling people. It's mind game, guys. It started. My question to you, Orest Football, and your debut on my show: has Pep Guardiola started? Is he starting to feel the heat
Yeah. Listen,
of
obviously,
this Premiership title slipping away from him? Is he feeling the heat that right now, just after 16 games, is resorting to mind games? How do you see that, Orest Talk Football? Talk
yeah,
to us.
First off, big up for having me on. Obviously, it's a pleasure joining your channel. Obviously, being first debut. But yeah, listen, Pep, he's rattled. Tony, he's rattled. Pep is rattled. He's salty. He can feel it, man, because obviously Arsenal, they're doing incredibly well. I hate to say that with that, but Arsenal doing incredible. But I just feel that Pep, he's nervous, man. He's nervous about Arsenal because so do you think you guys play City in February? So he is kind of nervous, but I don't know, man. Pep, whenever he talks about United, I never listen to what he said about United because I think he's lying because I know he said that United are fighting for the title. I do not believe Pep. He's just mind games. It's all mind games from Pep, but. Nah, I do feel like he's feeling the pressure, Anthony.
He's feeling the pressure, right? He's feeling that's what I keep telling these guys. But you know what, yeah? See, I'll come to you, Ryan. You know what, yeah? When I was going to other channels, Orest Football, even you would even confirm this when I made my debut on your channel. When I came there, I was talking tough. I said Arsenal was going to win the title, right? Many people were laughing, at my at my epistle then. You know what? Now I don't think many of them are laughing now. So I have to come down to your show again, and and just have a little bit of a nickel with those guys again, once again, and tell them, you know what? I hate to tell you, but I told you so. That Arsenal is gonna, come in and do something this season. But you know what? Yeah, Ryan, I want you to have a say on this mind games down here, right? Whenever I have arguments with people when it comes to Arsenal and their title challenge this season, they always say, you know what? Yeah, it's just 10 games. It's just 5 games. It's just 6 games. It's just 7 games. Don't talk about it. You know what? Yeah, after October, you guys are gonna go downhill. You know what? Yeah, 16 games. It's just 16 games. It's not even half. But you know what? Pep Guardiola has resorted to mind games right now, which means he's feeling the heat. Do you think that right now? Do you think that right now, these coaches from these different rival clubs should genuinely be scared right now with what Arsenal is doing, at least at the summit of the Premiership right now? Toby, you have to answer that question too. Yeah, Ryan.
Yeah, I think that everybody should be scared of Arsenal because they really do look forward to reckoning with. You know this, and I know what you're saying about people who always question you about, oh, it's only 10 games, it's only 15. You know, to me, it's that mentality of certain fans that keep saying that. But the reality is that Arsenal have got a lot of quality across the pitch. The fact that they have, done what they have this season is truly remarkable from where they were last season. Anyway, that's for sure. Obviously, they've recruited well. I just think that especially Jesus, what a signing he was. Big shame that he obviously got injured because he really did add so much to your team. So the fact that Pep Guardiola has resorted to this already, it shows that he does feel very threatened by Arsenal, and you just got to keep doing your thing really and keep focusing on yourself because he knows what he's doing, and I think that Arsenal should be very. I do think that Arsenal will win the league. I do. And
wow, that's a big one. Yeah.
And I will say that, and I hope you do because I'm not a big fan of Man City really, because I think that they've become too arrogant for me. They've got too much money.
Exactly. But Orest likes Man City. I don't know why. He loves them. He wants them to win. He wants them to win the title over Arsenal.
For me, listen, I'm going to say this, because if City win this, it'll be 3 in a row. I don't want that. I don't want 3 in a row because we're the only club to do 3 in a row. So I do want Arsenal to win it because I don't want City to win it again because I'll be 3 in a row and we'll break our record. So for me, listen, Arsenal playing well. Xhaka is balling. I told people, Arsenal fans, Xhaka, keep faith in him. Do not stick him out because for me, there was
you said that. I remember that.
Yeah, there was a lot of stick to Xhaka, and I did not like it. There was a lot of boos, criticism, so I did not like that. So Xhaka playing well. And yeah, man, listen, Arteta ball. Let's see what happens. In January, it's a must. You sign Mudryk and a midfielder for me. Yeah. If Partey is injured, for me, that's a key member loss, and there's no.
That's a key one. Toby, I'll go to you. Arsenal's title challenge, but you know what? Yeah, big up to the people in the charts. Anthony Herbert, Luca just came in. Of course, Miss Melina, my partner down here, and of course, there's a question asked here by Crispy Zinga. He says, "Hey, Tony." I'll put up that chat here. Big ups, Del Boy. What's the cracking story, my brother? Del Boy. Big ups to you, man. Of course, Crispy Zinger asks here, hey Tony, what's the update with Modric? You know what? Yeah, if you want to know that update with Modric, of course, join me and Miss Melina on Saturday. I think on Saturday, so we'll give you an up-to-date transfer roundup. It's on her channel. Of course, I'll send the links out on Twitter so you would get it. But you know what? Yeah, Modric is still twerking. He wants to come to Arsenal Football Club. So Arsenal, our bid hasn't officially been rejected yet. But of course, I'm thinking that they might have to reject that 60 million pounder that we dropped on them. I think they want more. They're very greedy. They're looking for more, more, more. And again, their evaluation of 85. See, they actually do think that this player is more better. Shots is going to be fired to you, Toby. They actually think that this player is actually worth more than Anthony, who went to Manchester United for about 85 million pounds thereabout. They actually do evaluate this player as one of their most important players down there, in Shakhtar Donetsk. So, of course, Arsenal will have to add at least maybe a little bit of maybe 10 million or so added to that amount of money and just get our guy. But again, he still wants to come to the football club. He loves Arsenal Football Club. He's all over social media, posting and liking lots of stuff for us about Arsenal and Mikel Arteta. So I really hope he does come in. BX Gruner, big ups to you. Welcome to the show, and thank you, Del Boy and Anthony Herbert, Jazz, and Miss Mayan for coming to the show. See, Toby, it's time for you to gloat. You're a Manchester United fan. Just gloat. Gloat for us. Tell us how you think Arsenal is not going to win the title.
To be fair, you look at the previous seasons before now, and you can tell, Arsenal will always be Arsenal. You can use that as a basis for an argument. Arsenal can be
Mm,
inconsistent. They will have a good run of form. Then before you know what's happening, they just bottle everything up. So
yeah,
that is a basis for
yeah.
an argument. And with the form, with the kind of form they are in right now, I actually think they have a good chance of winning. But they've not
Mm,
convinced us enough because we've seen this kind of performances in previous seasons. Yes, we've seen it.
yeah.
They've had good run of form, and they've won games on a stretch. Then
Mm,
before we know, they bottled everything up. So it all boils down to the final, to the final games of the season before we know how
this
consistent they
season.
can be and all of that. And you mentioned
Okay.
the mind games by
The mind
Pep
gate's
Guardiola.
heating up already. Yeah.
Yeah, of course, and I think Ateta should know better, and every other manager who's in the title race or who's in the top four right now, they should know better that it's all mind games, and they have to try as much as possible to take off the attention or take off such thoughts, the mind game of their players and all of
Yeah,
that.
the
So
mind game's off, right?
yes, yeah, but right now, like judging by form, like consistent form right now, we can say Arsenal have what it takes to win the league. But before
Mm,
one comes to a conclusion, definitely you have to go. It's just like you want to write a project or you want to make a research. You definitely have to go back to cite some sources, make some references, and all of that.
and
So
some
that is the Arsenal
references.
situation. That's the Arsenal
Yeah,
situation right now. You have to
yeah.
go back to the previous seasons. Okay, have they done something similar to this? You look at
To
it,
this.
yes, they have exactly. So one now needs to hope and wish that they don't throw away this opportunity. This that is
The
actually
opportunity, right? Good and
yes, yes.
okay, fair and square. I'm a guy of opinion, so it's okay. See, Orest talk football. Orest, see, coming down here, yeah. You've heard what Ryan said. You've heard what Toby said. See, what are your thoughts on Arsenal this season? Do you think we're going to win that title? And secondly, again, do you think that Arsenal should keep faith in Eddie Nketiah? I'm asking this. It's not my own thoughts. I'm just a presenter. Do you
Mm.
faith in Eddie Nketiah, or do you think we should be in that market for Modric and Yao Felix to come in and raise the game for us and get us lots of goals? At least we're competing. Like, of course, you guys know we're competing against Ivan Drago. Do you
Yeah.
guys know Ivan Drago? Ryan, do you know Ivan Drago? Haaland, guys, it's Haaland. Come on, guys, it's Ivan
All right.
Drago. Come on, guys. You guys
Yeah.
don't act as if. You guys don't know. We have Ivan Drago in the league who's scoring goals everywhere. See, I think they might as well just drop his golden boot in front of his doorpost down there in Manchester. So, see, Orest, what do you think?
The thing with Arsenal, yeah, I think the main issue for me is the consistency. Because if I look at this, you still have to play City twice, and if I remember, you still got to play Newcastle again. I think Liverpool, you have to play them again. So for me, it's the big games that I want to see how Arsenal do. But as of now, I do believe. Listen, you're gonna smile now, but I do believe we're gonna win the title as of now. But for me, as I said before, John, January is very, very important to see what you guys do, because if you only sign Mudryk, that's it. That's not good. That's not good, because Eddie has to do more than that. To get Mudryk and get another midfielder. But yeah, for me, Arsenal is just consistency. Also, bear in mind, squad depth. It is a bit of an issue for Arsenal because they got Europa League, they got FA Cup, so it could be a bit of.
So Eddie Nketiah is not enough, right?
For me, Eddie Nketiah, no.
We need to get more.
I wouldn't trust Eddie Nketiah for me. No, not for me.
Okay, Ryan, do you trust Eddie Nketiah? Do you think is that striker that can actually fire Arsenal to the title in any way?
Yeah,
he scored goals, to be very fair to him. He scored 7 goals in 7 starts for Arsenal. You know, he scored 2 goals against, at least he scored against Brighton, he scored against West Ham. Little blip at Newcastle, he couldn't score a goal for us. But again, since the restart from the World Cup, he's been able to score goals. Do you think is what Arsenal needs right now to go face Erling Haaland and Julian Alvarez in a title push-up?
Yeah, I mean, if you put it like that, then maybe not. But I think that fans have been unfair to him, really, because, look, he's come in and he's actually done very well. And, of course, other players have chipped in with goals around him, which obviously helps. You know, it's not just about the centre-forward with Arsenal. That's the thing. You know, everybody's chipping in with goals at Arsenal. You know, Saka, you know, Martinelli's been outstanding this season for me. You know, how good has he been? Odegaard, another one that's just a revelation this season. So Nketiah is a very good player. And I don't think that, you know, okay, he's not the star name player that you may be wanting in your side, but he's still come in and done a very, very good job for you. And plus, he's got that support network around him that obviously has allowed him to score goals. But he's also, his link-up play has been very good as well. So the answer to your question, you know, it's very easy to go out and spend money on a star quality player, but you have still got somebody like him. Do I think that he's enough to maybe, you still need a striker to me, but I still
and I think that's why Arsenal is in the market for João Felix.
And I still like Nketiah, and I still think I think fans need to be a bit more kinder to him, really, in my opinion, because I think he has done well since he's come in. And okay, he's not the star. I go back to he's not the star player that maybe Arsenal Football Club are wanting, but look, give him credit for how he's responded since he's come in the side. Since
he's come in the side. Okay, good. You know what? Yeah, because I want to round up the show in maybe 1 hour, 20 something minutes or so. But you know what? Yeah. Tobe, this will go to you. We've officially, left this Arsenal talk. We're top of the league, so we don't have no problems right now. Tobe will laugh now. I know he would laugh at that, right? When he sees me talking about Arsenal, his body's not okay. His body language, there's just something. He's not happy about it, but you know, he's my brother. But still, we'll still move past that. You know what? Yeah, Chelsea Football Club. Rest in peace, Gianluca Vialli. But I'm sorry, we have to reap into Chelsea Football Club. We have to.
Banter club.
Banter club of the bro. We have to rip deep into the foundations of Chelsea Football Club. Orest, please, what do you have to say about Chelsea Football Club this season, bruv? What? It's open play. Anyone can talk now. Yeah, Orest, what do you have to say about Chelsea Football Club?
Chelsea Football Club are in the mud, deepest mud ever. And for me, Todd Bowley, for me, I think I'm going to put a statement out there.
Orest Football, guys, live on Tony Claude Gunner TV. Orest Football Talks. He said here, Chelsea is in the mud.
Yeah.
Seriously.
I'm going to put a statement. Todd Bowley is worse than the Glazers, and I'll explain why. Todd Bowley, what he's trying to do is, He's trying to create this 4-4-3 formation. Well, I saw a rumor that he's trying to change the name to London Cowboys. Listen, mate,
The London Cowboys.
change it to London Cowboys. But
Oh
nah,
my
then
God.
this guy, you know what this guy is? He's doing transfers like he's doing career mode because they're about to get Enzo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They pulled out Enzo
Basically.
Fernandez, but they wanted to get Enzo Fernandez. They bought Badia Show. They're just buying random players. They're not buying the players that Potter wants. For me, they're in the mud.
Yeah.
Potter, I don't know.
Wait, do you guys think that Benoit Ben Chalet is not a Potter signing?
I think it's a good
I
signing.
don't think so.
It's a good signing, but wrong club.
I don't think
Wow.
so. I don't think so.
Because I'll be very surprised if he's not a Potter signing.
Also, Cucurella, by the way, there's no way he's a footballer, by the way. He cannot defend.
He can't defend. He just showed it. He can't defend. He can't run. Koulibaly's having a hard time,
Yeah.
enjoying the Premiership.
Dennis Zakaria was the best player against you. Dennis Zakaria was phenomenal, but for me, listen, for me, yeah, Chelsea and then the mud.
It's shocking, right?
Yeah, it's shocking. It's shocking to see.
It's shocking, right? See, Ryan, chime in on that. You know what, Toby, you would go after Ryan. See, Ryan, you have to chime in on this before we go into the FA Cup. You know what, yeah? Chelsea Football Club, a club that has spent nothing less than almost 300 million. 300 million for players and are bringing in Chukwuemeka Gallagher from the bench. They bring in Hutchinson, who left from Arsenal Football Club. Bro, Orest Football just said here that they're in the mud. See, man, I think if there's anything deeper than the mud, in the clay, I think they're in there right now. What do you think, Ryan?
Yeah, I totally agree. They are in serious trouble. They really are. And like I said, the signings that they have made, Koulibaly just is. I don't really know who made that decision to sign him, because he's no good, and he's proving so. He's really struggling in the Premier League. Again, Cucurella, they've basically gone for players that have not bettered the side for me. Okay, on reputation, maybe so, but Cucurella. Yeah, he did well at Brighton, but was he really worth? No, he wasn't. Should he really have got a move shots? I don't think he should. Koulibaly. So overall, I just think that there is so much going wrong at Chelsea at the moment, and for me, kind of in the past, it's been known that the ownership seems to choose players over the manager. That's how Chelsea have been run over the years. So it wouldn't be surprising if the new signing that's come in isn't actually a Potter signing. But however, I feel like Potter is struggling to adjust to a club like Chelsea. That's my opinion. And I think that, it's all well and good doing it at Brighton, and he did fantastic there, amazing. But when you come to Chelsea, it's a different ball game. We know that. It's on a different scale. The biggest, one of the really big club. The table doesn't suggest that right now, but they are. They're a big club, but they are going through some turmoil at the moment. I don't know if Potter is a bit out of his depth. Okay, it's still early. I'm not going to slate Potter because I think he's a great manager.
Do you think it's too early? Chelsea have, of course, they have this pedigree of actually and this habit of sacking coaches. It doesn't have time. It needs to be. See, it has just one win against Bournemouth in 8 games. It's huge. It's huge. They're really in the mud.
In the mud.
He doesn't have time.
And
of course, when you have a billionaire in Todd Bowley, you don't have time. They could just sack you. That's the billionaire lifestyle, right?
Yeah, Potter didn't even have preseason with Chelsea, so some of them are not Potter's players, but I don't know, man, because who knows what's going to happen in the summer with Chelsea, but they're just going to spend
Chelsea, right?
Cash. They're just going to spend cash, but not the right players. They just spend,
but not the right players. Toby, chime in on this shortly before we go into the predictions for the FA Cup. Of course, we're looking at Huddersfield and other big teams also. Predictions of those matches. See, what's your take on Chelsea Football Club this season, man? Come, you cannot tell me that after spending nothing less than at least 300 and something million in a couple of seasons to get this team to where they are, Hutchinson is coming off from the bench. Gallagher is coming off from the bench. Aubameyang gets ripped off from the from the field in the 60-something minutes when they actually need a goal against Manchester City. It boils my blood because I really needed Chelsea Football Club to get a point, at least
Yeah.
against Man City, to help my title push. But they blew everything up yesterday. Toby, what do you have to say to Chelsea Football Club right now?
Well, I actually think the problem is the owner. I think Todd Boyle is the problem right now, and I think he's the real fraud here because you look at somebody who spent, like you said, like everybody knows, you spent 300 million, you know, on in the transfer market just last summer, and we are getting
Shocking.
we are getting we are getting below par performances from the Chelsea players. It boils down to Thomas Tuchel because sacking Tuchel was the problem. You sack Tuchel and you put your faith in a manager spending 300 million on giving him that impression that you're backing him up. Then all of a sudden, that manager gets sacked, and you bring in a manager who didn't even have enough time. Somebody who is actually on a project, in a team.
Yeah, it's on
He's
a
coming in.
rebuilding project, right?
Yes, he's coming in into a team who he has. In fact, he virtually has no clue about on what to do, in my opinion, because the Chelsea Football Club, they are in ruins, and it's so sudden that they're actually dragging Potter into it because
Into it,
Boyle
right?
is Boyle looks like a dictator because he tends to go in for any player he wants, without even. I think he doesn't even consider what the manager wants.
What the
Yeah,
manager
yeah. So
wants.
of course, and it is actually telling on them, and it's just a matter of time.
But
Who
again,
knows?
that's the deal you signed up to, right? If you're a coach of Chelsea Football Club, you know this is what you're going to face. You know you're going to have egos, in the boardroom. You know there's going to be an ego. See, someone just comes from America and wants to turn, a prestigious English club in recent seasons into the Chelsea Cowboys. See, it tells a lot. It tells a lot
Yeah,
about his
it
kind of
does.
person.
Apparently,
So
apparently
Yeah,
Stamford Bridge has been quiet recently. Apparently, Stamford Bridge, the fans have been quiet. So, and apparently, it's a bit toxic. So, for me, this is, we can compare this to us United last season because it was all toxic last season. So,
yeah,
man, Chelsea
It,
just,
yeah.
it's
mud.
completely shocking. It's completely shocking. They're in the mud. And again,
You know,
how
you know,
in a season, for God who made me, in a season, you sent Lukaku, one of your most expensive signings ever,
it's
100 million. How do
it's
you do
shocking.
business like that? You
It's
sent him
shocking.
off on
And
loan, not even sold
I
him for
think
any money to
I
come
think
in.
Lukaku
You
said
pushed him off the club. You let Timo Werner go away. All your strikers are out. Batshuayi is also out. Bro,
I
what
think
are these guys thinking?
Lukaku said something, recently. I saw in one of Fabrizio Romano's posts,
Yeah.
he said he really wished to still remain at Inter Milan because he said the owner of
No
Chelsea.
one will want to come to that mess,
No,
right?
no, no. He said something. Tuchel. He had issues with Tuchel with Thomas Tuchel,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
Tuchel
sure.
got sacked, and still Todd Burley still doesn't want him. Like, still
Doesn't
doesn't
want him,
want.
right?
Yes, he doesn't have faith in him. So obviously he has to leave or he has to stay wherever he wants to stay. So the problem right now is Boyle. I think like what Orest said, and I actually am an advocate of that. He's worse than the Glazers. You don't you don't back a manager when you feel you don't need him. And
Hmm.
what experienced coaches do is before you take in on a job, their criteria, their what you want. You need to stipulate those things you want, those clauses. Okay, I have to be in charge of this. I have to make
I
sure
have
this
to be in
happens.
charge. And
Yes,
you know what? Yeah,
I have
I
to.
think that's what Eric Ten Hag did and
Yes,
achieved at
exactly,
Manchester United.
exactly.
That's why he's wielding all this power. You know what? He
Yes,
went
and
up
Tuchel,
against Cristiano Ronaldo, a
sadly,
whole army, bro.
yes,
A whole army of the Ronaldo fan base. He went
yes,
against that, that fan base and he won. That's how
he
coach have
won.
a grip of the club. But you know what, Ryan, I'll go to you because we need to go to the FA Cup and the predictions right now. Of course, the bigger clubs in it. See, yeah, Ryan, where would you pitch the blame? Because Chelsea fans are calling for the head of Potter. Some are already calling for his head. They want him off the football club. They feel like he's not really okay. Some are saying, you know what? It's not his fault. See, but of course, all of us, we all know, in every office, in every football club, there should be someone that should bear the responsibility for failure, right? We've all seen it in all our clubs. Coaches get fired. Board members get fired off. Some people, take the heat as a football club, as a board management or whatever. Who should take the hit for what Chelsea have become?
Yeah, yeah. The reality is it has to come from the ownership first of all, right? That's the reality, right? It has to, because it seems like it's an impossible task at Chelsea at the moment, because if the manager isn't getting a say in any of the signings at all, then what is the manager supposed to do? And I go back to it. It's all right saying they spent this and this amount of money in the summer, but they didn't spend the money on the right players. And you can spend as much as you want, but if you don't get them right players in, then you will suffer. And but for me, it's a bit. I think it's the ownership. The way Chelsea's run is totally wrong for me. It is, and it has been for years. And but I'm not saying that Potter has to take some. Potter for me has to take some of the blame, because the way they're playing on that field is just not good enough, I'm afraid. And he's with them day in, day out. He's coaching them. He's setting out. We know this. He's the manager, and he's not getting the best out of these players. And I just think that I think he's struggling. He's struggling to adapt to life at a big club like Chelsea.
He's struggling.
Yeah.
Orest, see, who should take the blame in just a sentence? Who should take the blame? Someone needs to take the blame. Someone has to take the responsibility for that failure of Chelsea this season. Who should go off? Who is the problem right there? Do you think it's Graham Potter? Do you think it's Todd Bowley? Who should take the blame?
I think it's the players for me. Like, they haven't performed to the best this season.
That's a different take.
Mason Mount. Chelsea fans told me that he's the best midfielder in the world. Well, listen, Mason Mount is absolute crap. So how about that, Chelsea fans? Mason Mount is one of them. He hasn't performed to his standards. But there's others that for Chelsea, like, look at Havertz, his price tag. He hasn't been
shocking.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Look at Aubameyang, absolutely useless.
Absolutely ripped off from the field, bro. When your team actually needs a goal.
He's an embarrassment. He's an embarrassment.
It's a big embarrassment.
Yeah.
Chelsea Football Club are in big problems right now.
Yeah. And Aubameyang was banging goals right there at Barcelona before.
In Barcelona, he just wanted to stick it to Arsenal. That's why he came back, and it blew right in his face. Shout out to you, Miss Melina, of course. Miss Melina will be having an Arsenal transfer show tomorrow on Saturday. So, guys, join us. You know what? Yeah, let's end this, Chelsea. It's a very depressing topic, actually. Let's go into it. But, Toby, quickly, for that Chelsea stuff, who should take the responsibility? Should Graham Potter leave for a new coach to come and galvanize the team, or do you think something else should happen? What will you take on that?
Even if they get a new coach, it's still going to be the same problem. I think the owner of the club has to take responsibility. He needs to probably have a meeting or something, a board meeting, to figure out what exactly is wrong.
Do billionaires take responsibility?
Yes. Yeah, of course he can.
He's a billionaire. Should he?
He's a billionaire, but he doesn't know football. Take responsibility. That's why Manchester United fans we are advocating for owners who know football, who will get engaged, who will get involved. Having that kind of owners, I think is a plus. So Bowley should take responsibility, because he's the one going to, he's the transfer director. He's taking all the responsibilities. He's in charge of transfer negotiations and all of that. So he should take responsibility, because the wrong signings, the wrong deals, the wrong players, which he has actually, he has made mistakes in bringing the wrong players.
So Todd Bowley should actually take the fall for what's going on, right?
Yes.
But we all know that Graham Potter will be sacked, right? One game in 8, winning one in 8 games won't cut it in Chelsea Football Club. Mostly with a club that has a history of sacking managers. And mind you, they have no loyalty to this guy, actually. Unless they want to build the club, it's a different ball game. But they have no loyalties to.
He's got a 5-year contract on Chelsea. Todd Bowley, he needs to prove himself. That
Yeah, actually, he needs to do something because he has no bargaining chip. Actually, Thomas Tuchel had bargaining chip for Chelsea Football Club. He won them
Yeah,
an European title. He has cash in the bank, and he got sacked like that in the manner he was sacked, in a very atrocious manner. With this
yeah,
guy, I don't think he has any cash in the bank. He
that's
doesn't
true.
have any coins in the bank. Actually, I think Todd Bowley might just look at him and say, "You know what? I'm tired. Just walk off." He's a billionaire. Not what happened. He owns the club. It's his property. Come on, he wants to change it to Chelsea, Chelsea Cowboys. You know what? Yeah, let's go into. You know what? Yeah, let's go into that FA Cup. See, of course, my special guest here. Of course, I have lots of special guests here. Let me don't, disrupt every, the whole thing going on here. Ran, of course, came to the show with me here, and of course, Orest, my big friend, Orest Football is here. Big up to you, and of course, Toby, my brother, also is also here with me. You know what? Yeah, let's just do this FA Cup, predictions and what we think. You know what? Yeah, Huddersfield in the championship. Mm, you guys have been naughty, naughty, naughty in the championship, brother Ryan.
Oh God.
Brother Ryan. Oh my God. I'll call you Reverend Ryan. Very naughty, naughty, naughty. You know what? Yeah, Huddersfield as a football club in the championship is 23rd, second from last. Horrible defensive display from these guys. You know what? Yeah, you face Preston away in the FA Cup. What do you think? What's the predictions? And do you think your club can generally do anything to get out of this mess? Bro, you guys are in the cesspit of the championship. I'm sorry to put it in that
Yeah.
gory manner, but of course you have to paint that picture in it.
Yeah, no, absolutely, and that is the reality. That's where we are. That it's unforgivable where we are in as well. But for this game, Preston, obviously, we did beat them on Boxing Day at Deepdale. Obviously, where we're going again on Saturday. So I just think that we have got a chance tomorrow. I think
Yeah.
it'd be nice to get through another round in the FA Cup for sure. You've seen in the past, we have actually picked up 6 points from 9, so the form is, we are showing signs of, of being able to get out of this mess that we're in, because obviously, really, on terms of the league table at the moment, 2 points, we get 2 points off safety with a game in hand. We're back in the mix of getting, staying up, and I think that this is a big month in terms of the transfer market for us. We need to get some players in. Obviously, we need to
Get some players in, right? But do you think you guys have the funds? Do you think you have the backing of the football club? Does your coach have the backing of the football club in order to see? It's a general transfer window. It's open. You can go get players and get out from that cesspit in which you guys are in. Don't you think so?
Yeah, absolutely. But the problem is with us at the moment, obviously, ownership-wise, we are looking to sell the club, so it's difficult for us in terms of that side of things. The manager, for me, has faced a lot of criticism since he's come in. For me, should never have been given the job in the first place. That's just my view. I think he's totally out of his depth, and he proved that against Luton, where we was 1-0 up, made some awful substitutions and really cost us the game. Let's put it that way. But he's just not cut out for it. But again, I go back to it. It's because we do things on the cheap all the time, and that's where you get cheap results. And we should have gone for someone experienced, in terms of somebody that knows the league, that can get us, can. There's no ambition within the football club at the moment. That's why I feel. Okay, things are looking up, and we have shown signs of getting out of this. And I do believe that if you look at the teams around us, I do believe we can get out of this. I am diverting the league again, of course, but I'm just saying I do believe we can get out of this. We've got the better goal difference around with the teams around us. We've got 2 big league games coming, which is my pure focus. Okay, the FA Cup's tomorrow, but the 2 big league games coming up is Hull and Blackpool. Teams around us in the league, we have to be picking up points there. But yeah, a lot of questions in the football club at the moment. We haven't got an owner at the moment, and it's difficult. But tomorrow, I feel like we can get through this. I do think we can get through. We can get the win.
You think you can beat? You think you can beat Preston? Of course, away.
Yeah,
What's your prediction for that match?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go 2-1 to us. I think that we will do it.
You've spoken just like a proper Huddersfield fan.
we did win again. I go back to we did win there on Boxing Day, so I feel like that will help us. I think we'll see two different lineups in this one. Though I think we'll see plenty of changes from ourselves, as well as I think there may be a few changes from Preston's point of view. Because the reality is we have to focus on the league. Okay, it'd be nice to get a win in the FA Cup, but the priority is the league. I go back to it. So
the league.
Yeah,
sure. So that you guys don't drop down. But anyway, we'll see as that goes. But I think lots of pressure should be given to your board in a way to see if you guys can be able to actually get signings for the club, because you guys are rooted down in that championship table, and you guys need to get up and swim with the big boys down there and try to at least escape relegation. So your prediction for that match is what?
Yeah, I think we'll go. I'll go 2-1 to us.
2-1 to you guys. Good and okay. We enter into Manchester United, Orest Football, and of course my big friend here, Tobe. Tobe, see, Manchester United is having it's a crunch one. Yeah, it's with Everton. Everton is not a side you want to face in the FA Cup. Form is thrown out of the window when it comes to the FA Cup. Do you think Manchester United have the minerals to actually beat up Everton in the FA Cup? And what do you think would be the predictions of that match?
Yeah, of course, we have what it takes. Considering the fact that Everton, they've not really been in top form. They've been disjointed, and I think if they lose this match, who knows? Frank Lampard might actually maybe lose his job or something.
Might actually leave, right? He has one of the worst records in the Premiership right now.
Because the rumors are actually spreading, of possible replacement of for Frank Lampard actually. So I think
right?
Yeah, I think this is a perfect game for us, considering the fact that it's at Old Trafford, and look at the records recently. We've been in top form at home, and the lads most of them want to impress the manager, of course.
Manager, right?
Yes, somebody who they really want to play for exactly. So they have a point to prove. Diogo Dalot is back, so he definitely has to show or tell the manager and the fans that you see that right back, I own it. The competition we're talking about, the healthy competition. So definitely all around the pitch, we have quality, and the Everton squad. Yeah. Unfortunately, they've been inconsistent. So we definitely will see a strong showing from us.
So what's your prediction for that match? A quick one before I go to Orest for that same prediction.
Yeah, it's going to be a 3-0 for me, actually.
3-0?
Yes, 3-0.
Okay. Man United fans, man. The balls. Jeez, the balls. It's getting bigger.
Yeah.
Orest, you know what? Yeah, you will chime in on this one. Yeah, but you see what? Yeah, this is what I think. I do think that if Lampard kind of scoffs this chance to actually get anything on Manchester United, he is going to be sacked. Do you think the boys, the Everton guys, would want to give this game to him and say, manager, we back you. We want to do this for you. We're going to go into Old Trafford and we're going to get something for you. Do you think literally that Everton can go into Manchester United, Old Trafford and get something? And what would be your predictions for this match?
Yeah, you never know, because FA Cup, obviously, they call it the magic of the FA Cup, so anything can happen. But unfortunately for Everton fans, they're just too strong for you, man. If this game was at Goodison Park, I would be less confident, because Everton can turn up. Obviously, they lost to Brighton 4-1, but they can turn up at Goodison Park, mainly because of their fans. Because their fans, literally, for me, they're the reason why they didn't get relegated, in my opinion, because their fans always turned up at Goodison Park, and they're always the 12th man. But yeah, it's gonna be a good game. Everton will definitely turn up. But
they will turn up, right? They will turn up for Lampard, right?
100%. They'll turn up, because they literally got a draw Etihad, so literally it's not a walk in the park. It's not going to be a 4 or 5-0 for us, but I think it'll be 2-0 United. But yeah, man, Lampard, I don't think he'll get sacked if he loses tonight. I don't think he'll get sacked.
Really, you really think his job is safe?
I think the board will give him more games, in my opinion. But listen, I think it's
Are
because
you serious?
it's because of that draw that you got
Are you serious?
at Etihad.
I think they would hobble him off. They would throw him off the Everton.
Right, I think
I literally think so,
draw,
man.
that draw against City keeps him, in my opinion. That draw against City keeps his job.
But how many cash in the bank will he
Who
have
they're gonna
with
get?
that?
Who they're gonna get? I don't see their replacement, because if they sack him, I mean, they could get Pochettino. You never know. Pochettino, like, obviously
Now,
low budget.
Pochettino won't like to take that kind of a
Yeah,
job, right?
exactly.
Yeah, low budget. Yeah, Everton, he won't work with low budget, but
He wants one with robust budget. So I don't think so. But let's see. You know what? Yeah, that's why it's the Premiership. So let's see what's gonna happen, right? That's a big one. Ryan, chime in on that. Just a quick one. Manchester United versus Everton. What's your prediction for that match before we go to the next one?
Yeah. I think that Man United will win this game. There's no doubt about that. Like I say, I know you
No
said
doubt
form
about
goes
that.
out the window in the FA Cup, but I just feel like Everton are dreadful. And just a quick point on Lampard. I don't think he's had plenty of time really to turn things around, really, and he doesn't seem to be getting any improvements made, really. In fact, they're getting worse. So I don't really know how long you can actually let him stay in that job. But it's not about who they may get in. It's about what is he doing in that club at the moment. Is he actually doing anything? But anyway, Man United will win convincingly. They've really impressed me, and I think that Rashford will score a hat trick, 3-0.
Whoa! That's the conviction in which
Ryan loves
with which you said that, man. That's a big one, man.
Rashford.
Anfield Rods, my brother, Liverpool fan. Anfield Rods, I need you on a show here next weekend or
Liverpool's in
on
the mud as
Sunday.
well.
So we have to do a show together, Anfield
Liverpool.
Rods.
Tony,
Either
don't
by
forget.
Sunday.
Tony, Liverpool's in the mud as
Yeah.
well. Don't forget.
They're in the mud, right?
Don't forget.
Anfield Rods, Baz, shots fired. You know what? Yeah, I would have to bring. This would be an interesting matchup. I would have to bring Orest Football down to the channel again because you know what? Yeah, I need to pair you up with these Liverpool fans. Yeah, they'll literally look for you. Ryan, you have to be here. With Newcastle fan called Stephen McCullough because you know what? He really thinks that Newcastle is doing some good this season. I think to be a good matchup between you and him, just debate about football, peacefully, but still you can still feel the heat in the air. And of course, my friend and brother also, Tobe, it would be nice for you to do war with me down here too.
Toby's a nice guy.
Manchester
He won't
United
argue.
to
Toby's
win
a
the
nice
league.
guy.
Toby actually said that Man United is in the mix to win the league. Orest, I haven't gotten your take on that, but you know what? Yeah, I don't want to stir the pot. Let's just go into this. Let's just go into the rest of the predictions. I don't want to stir the pot because we can actually stir that pot right now, but I don't want to go there right now. We can do another show later on. See what? Yeah, Newcastle versus Sheffield Wednesday predictions. Orest Football, start with us.
Yeah, Newcastle will probably win this, but I think Newcastle, they might take this FA Cup seriously because obviously the trophy that drought is too long.
Big ups, Jordan Heyman, big ups to you. Prex King, big ups to you guys. Thanks for joining the chat today. Big ups to you guys.
Yeah.
But
now Newcastle will win in my opinion because they will take this competition seriously. They haven't won a trophy for 40 years. So
4 years, yeah. So
it's too much. So for me, they'll win. They'll win for me.
Okay, good and okay. Prediction. Orest.
Oh, score prediction.
Scores.
So
for the prediction, yeah.
2-0 Newcastle.
2-0 Newcastle. Great. Of course, Toby, where do you go with that? Newcastle, Sheffield Wednesday.
Well, of course, Newcastle will definitely win the match, and it could be 3-0.
3-0. Oh my God. You guys are not. See, bro, it's the FA Cup. Where did the power of the FA Cup go to, man? Those days when
you know what I think? What I think is,
bro, it's a high power thing. Form is thrown out the window. Small teams want to generally just beat up big teams.
They will, but these teams in the Premier League, for instance, teams who they know they can't win the Premier League title, this is the route. This is an easy route for them to to cling onto something at least.
Right?
Yes. So you expect a strong
A strong team. Okay, good and
Yeah.
okay. Liverpool Wolves. What do you think? I will start from you, Ryan. Liverpool versus Wolves. Liverpool are home. Actually, they're at Anfield, and mind you, star defender Van Dijk is
Man
injured.
Disney, Man Disney.
Van. Oh my God, Orest. I wonder how Liverpool fans, bro. I have quite, a big Liverpool following in my channel here, bro. If they see you, they'll want you on the show to come, to
Oh,
come talk this, talk,
let's
man.
bring it on. Let's bring it on. Bring it on. Bring it on.
So yeah, Ryan, what do you think? Liverpool Wolves.
Yeah, I think Liverpool will win, but I think it'll be a 1-0. I don't think it'll be anything spectacular from them. Like, we haven't really seen much from them this season, as I said earlier. But yeah, it's not going to be the greatest game, but Wolves are just even worse. So yeah, Liverpool straight through. Yeah.
Orest, what do you think? Liverpool Wolves. Do you think that this type of games, Wolves, teams like Wolves will come with all their soldiers, right?
Yeah.
They will come with all the soldiers and all the centurions. But Liverpool want to, rest their, their bigger players for for the upcoming battle ahead. Do you think this will, disrupt anything in this FA Cup tie between Liverpool and Wolves?
For me, I generally think Wolves will win this game.
Ooh, shots fired. Okay. Liverpool
Wolves will be.
fans, are you taking notice? Because I'm gonna invite this guy here. He's gonna go head to head with Baz and Glasgow Red Charts. Man, it's gonna be,
Glasgow. Oh my
bro, it's
goodness.
gonna be a war. But
Yeah, not Glasgow.
yeah, let's
Not
go.
him, not him.
Yeah. So why? What informs that reasoning?
Wolves, they will turn up, man. Wolverhampton will turn up because they know that if they get a result, they do have a slight chance because it's FA Cup. I think these teams, Wolves, Everton, Bournemouth, not Bournemouth, but these smaller clubs, they all turn up especially because of the replay. Because if they can get a draw, Liverpool will have to travel to Wolverhampton, so they can basically fight for something. So Wolverhampton, yeah, sorry Liverpool fans, but Wolverhampton are beating you guys at Anfield 2-1.
2-1. See, Toby, what do you think? You've heard the guys,
Trust me, it's definitely gonna be a tough match. Wolves they aren't a small club actually, and they used to cause teams problems. So I think to be
and they're coming with their whole centurions, right?
Yes,
they're coming with their whole goddamn army, right? Yeah. So it's gonna be a tough one.
It's gonna be a draw for me. It's gonna be a draw.
A draw, so a replay, right?
1-1 draw.
A replay or maybe penalties.
So, is there replay?
No, it's a replay. The replays. It's
All right.
not go to extra time penalties in this way. There's a replay. Yeah.
It's a replay, right? Yeah. So you think it's gonna be a replay, right, Toby?
Yeah. I think so.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. See, I did not ask you guys. Preston versus Huddersfield. I don't know if you guys watch it, but out of respect for our guest here, of course, Ryan, we just have to answer that, right? So Preston versus Huddersfield. Toby.
Well, I think Huddersfield should. I don't really watch.
Fair camaraderie. Toby's a good friend to have, guys.
But I'm talking based on, I think they have Premier League experience. They played in the Premier League before, so that should, more recently compared to Preston, so and being in the Championship, so he should be maybe a factor or something they can hold on to say
they can hold on to. Orest, what do you think about Preston versus Huddersfield? Preston will be at home. Huddersfield will be going away.
Yeah, I think it'll be a draw. I think it'll be 1-1.
So,
1-1 draw.
Replay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Brentford versus West Ham. Ryan. Brentford versus West Ham. Man, that's gonna be a big one.
Right? David Moyes has to win this game.
It is, and I don't see him winning it. Yeah, I don't see him winning it. I think Brentford have been outstanding, and I think they will win this one. I'm going to go, 2-0 Brentford.
2-0 Brentford.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
In a game that David Moyes has to win.
But they've not
has to
been.
win that
Yeah,
game.
but it doesn't matter because these players don't seem up to it. They don't seem to be playing for David Moyes, so I don't think it matters. I think that David Moyes is pretty much out the door already for me. I think it's only a matter of time because
Matter
he's
of
just
time,
not good
man.
enough. It's just not good enough for West Ham to be so low down in that table. And I go back to it. They just seem to have lost belief. And once players lose belief in the manager, that's it then. The manager's out the door.
Yeah, exactly. See, Orest, what do you think? Brentford, West Ham.
Yeah, for me, Brentford wins the game 3-1.
Ooh, man, no chance, bro. No chance to David Moyes' West Ham. Wow, that's huge, man.
Sack in the morning, go get sack in.
Orest, that's me.
Okay, Tottenham Hotspurs versus Portsmouth.
Ooh.
I mean, that is a tricky. I mean,
Toby, you're back. Toby, you're back. Brentford versus West Ham. Prediction.
Well, I think Brentford are actually high flying right now, so
Wow, everybody
they'll take
Brentford.
advantage
Wow.
of West Ham's,
Of
drop.
West Ham's,
So,
yeah.
of course,
Yeah.
Brentford
I
will
think
win
so
the match.
too. Mm.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So, Orest, we're talking about Tottenham Hotspurs versus Portsmouth. It will be at the lane, actually, at the White Hart Lane. So, what do you think?
Yeah, I think Spurs will win this. I think it'll be 2-0 Tottenham. Yeah, they'll just get over the line, obviously, next week. North London Derby, Tony, are you ready?
Get in there! It will be a big one, man. It will be a big one,
For
Orest,
me,
man.
I think that's the biggest enough. I think that for me, I'm going to be honest, next week, that
Yeah.
derby is going to be bigger than Manchester Derby, in my opinion.
It should be. It should be, man. It should be, man.
In terms of
Hopefully, I hope I
entertainment,
can be in a show with you. Let's
and
talk about that, man, because it's gonna be a big one, man. Arsenal need to go into the lane and just do the thing and just take points off Tottenham Hotspurs. We deserve to do that, man, because we're high flying in the league and we need to do it. Ryan, Tottenham Hotspurs versus Portsmouth.
yeah, I think Tottenham win this 2-0.
2-0, right?
Yeah.
Okay, Orest will be going quite soon. So, Toby, Tottenham Hotspurs versus Portsmouth.
Of course, Tottenham Sports. They
Tottenham
surely
Hotspurs.
will.
Okay,
Yeah,
good,
Tottenham.
good. Orest football. Man City versus Chelsea. Another beating at the Etihad.
I'm going to say 4-0 City.
Yeah, Ryan.
It's at the Etihad, isn't it? This one.
Yeah.
It's at the Etihad. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that Chelsea are going to come. Yeah, they're going to. Yeah, Etihad. Yeah, they're going to come and
Etihad, yeah.
I think that City win 3-0.
3-0. Toby
Man City all the way.
versus Chelsea.
Man City.
Man City. Yeah. What's the scores?
Okay. It will be 2-1.
2-1. Okay, for the final, because this is Orest's debut here. I want to close the show together with him because he's a very special person to me and one of the first people to actually allow me to come on his show when I started my channel here. So much respect to you, Orest, man. The final one is Oxford United versus Arsenal. So, what do you think, Ryan? Oxford United versus Arsenal.
This is an intrigue one, isn't it? Because how will you approach this? How will you set out a side that will be full strength, or will you rest a few? But
my second string side, man, just play it, right? The side that plays Europa League.
Yeah, I still think you should have enough, but put it this way, it will not be easy here because obviously it is at Oxford, and obviously they will make it, in the magic of the FA Cup and all that. So, part of me wants it to be an upset. No offense to Arsenal fans, but I do because I like the beauty of an underdog side, beating, a big side like Arsenal. But I can't see it really. For me, it's going to be 3-0 to Arsenal.
3-0 to Arsenal. Quickly, Toby, Arsenal versus Oxford United away.
It could be Arsenal. Arsenal should win, but it depends on the kind of player they field. Actually.
On the kind of players. So, what will be the prediction?
So, it will be 2-1 to Arsenal.
2-1 to Arsenal. Good and okay.
Yes.
Orest, Oxford United versus Arsenal. That's our final prediction.
I think Arsenal will win this 2-1. I think what I've seen is I think
2-1.
Arsenal are going to rotate a lot of players. That's what I saw. So yeah, 2-1 should be enough.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, let's see. Yeah, I thank everyone that came to the show today. So I'll just allow these guys to shout out their channels, and let's call it today. Ryan, my special guest today. Thanks for coming to the show today. This was a great show. Actually, I really like the vibe of. Definitely be calling this panel again, and also individual ones, because you guys have ruffled a few feathers, and I've had some of my friends saying, you know what, we need to go head to head with a few of these guys that are on this show today. So probably we have to talk about that later on. So please, Ryan, please shout out your channel, my brother.
Yeah, first of all, thank you for having me on. I really have enjoyed this, so big up to yourself, man. Thank you. But yeah, you can find me on my channel, Huddersfield Town Fan TV on YouTube. So yeah, come and show your support on there. On my Instagram and Twitter, HTFTV8 as well. So yeah, come and show support on there. Like I said, I do match previews, reviews, and soon fan cams. So yeah, plenty of content from me coming. But yeah, thank you for having me.
Yeah, big ups. Thank you, Ryan. I'm very grateful for you to come down here. It's your debut here, and you did everything quite correctly. Thanks, man. Big ups to you, and I hope our relationship in terms of footballing, relationship will go on, and you bless the show. And also, I could also pop into your show and have one or two nickel with the Huddersfield fandom down there. Toby, please shout out your channel, bro.
Yeah, of course. You guys can reach me on Instagram _MUFCGlobal. Just basically talking about sports, football, Manchester United precisely, and of course
Yeah.
every other team in the Premier League and across every other.
Yeah, of course, you guys can catch him on MUFC Global. Toby, a big friend of ours here and a big friend of Orest Football also. But on Instagram, he's part of the brotherhood down there. So big ups to you, Toby. Orest Football. Man, I cannot, bro. I don't want to hype you too much, but I know what you mean to me. But it's lots of respect to you, man. So thanks for coming to the show today. Please shout out your channel, my brother.
Yeah, no worries, man. It's always a pleasure. Obviously, big up for inviting me, and yeah, it's been great. Yeah, you can find me on RealTalk Football on YouTube. I think I'm like 20 away from hitting 400, so make sure you guys check it out. Also, Tony was there before, so yeah, man. I mean, he did say Arsenal win the league, so now Tony,
Yeah.
I'm join later and then say I told you so. So yeah, man.
Told you so. Yeah.
Also, you can find me also on Instagram as well.
Kind of having connection problems.
I know, but of course you shouted out your channel before you also left. So thank you everyone who came to the show today. Please go and subscribe. Those of you who will watch the show later, go and subscribe to Ryan's channel, of course. Subscribe to OrestTalk Football also, and subscribe to my friend and brother MUFC Global Toby. Big ups everyone. Take care, and we'll see you after the FA Cup games. And also, I'll be having a transfer roundup tomorrow with either tomorrow or Sunday. I'll still let it out on Twitter when I get to you guys. Toby, please text me on my WhatsApp, please, man. Because my Instagram, I'm having issues sending out messages. I don't know why. So please send me a message on WhatsApp. I know I gave you my number. So or you can reach me on Twitter, anyone, because we need to talk. So big ups to everyone. Thank you everyone for coming to the show, and see you soon.